Okay, let's get started. So, welcome everyone to our 13th Town Council recurring meeting. For today's meeting, we'll introduce our candidate for the liquid delegation ceremony, and we'll have some open discussion Q&A. Firstly, however, let's start with an overview of the Town Council and the purpose of these recurring meetings. These recurring meetings serve 5 critical functions. Firstly, they provide transparency to our community. They create a structured forum for proposal discussions, enabling authors to present to the council and community and to discuss, debate and refine for formal proposal and voting with consensus. They enable regular platform updates, they ensure consistent communication amongst council members, and finally, they allow direct community engagement through question and answer sessions. The Town Council is a local governance organisation within the Telcoin platform. Together, we serve as a provider and administrator of collective goods and services within the jurisdictional domain of the Telcoin Application Network, or TAN. The TAN Council, with our 6 members, makes decisions related to TAN improvements and policies through the TAN IP process. We need 5 out of 6 votes to approve proposals within a 120-hour voting period. Our primary duties are to, firstly, allocate TEL issuance on TAN for stakers and developers to harvest, and secondly, plan and finance the development of the Telcoin application network. Our responsibilities include reviewing and voting on snapshot proposals, attending these bi-weekly meetings, providing regular community updates, monitoring TAN systems, and enforcing operational rules. We use Discord for day-to-day communication, the forum for informal proposal discussions, these recurring council meetings for proposal discussions, deliberation and refinement, and snapshot for formal voting. Overall, the Town Council has authority over minor harvesting and planning and financing TAN infrastructure. Cool. So let's jump straight in to the liquid delegation situation. So the nomination period for the Town Council Developers Seat Liquid Delegation Ceremony closed approximately an hour ago. We've got one applicant, Derek, who goes by BZ or BZ, I guess for the Americans, in Discord. He's actually been helping us a lot lately, most notably with the streaming of these and the Platform and Treasury Council's meetings on X and YouTube. So he also got a related TIP pass last week. So we'll be hearing more from him either way, kind of thing. But BZ, if you want to come up and introduce yourself to the community and the council, we'd love to hear from you. Lovely. You had tried to come up to speak, but I've missed it now. Oh yeah, there we go. No, did that work for anyone else? Okay, I've invited you now. Okay, sick.
There we go.
Nice, welcome.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
So, yeah, do you want to give us a little overview of who you are, what you're thinking, and anything else you want to add? What got you into Telcoin?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, my name is Derek. Thank you for the introduction. I currently reside on the Eastern Time Zone in the United States. I've worked in a different form of hospitality management and business analytics on that side, all the way from running multi-million-dollar projects from an operations standpoint in the hotel industry to doing data analytics, P&L analysis, and a lot of work with Power BI and a few other things for some larger food and beverage companies from a purchasing side. So really worked on a lot of large-scale data sets and identifying trends with the goal of doing some pattern recognition and improving purchasing power and identifying some areas of opportunity in that aspect. So yeah, I've my background is very much in the customer service aspect. I was a general manager with Marriott Hotels for about 10 or 15 years in high-end luxury hotels. One of the biggest properties I ran was a multi-unit property that had about 60 million top line revenue. So a lot of moving parts, about 1,000, 1,500 associates, depending on the seasonality. And then I moved to more above property projects, working on RFPs with ownership companies, bidding on different projects. And then now I work with consulting with higher ed companies, higher ed food purchasing companies, and working with on more of the upscale, higher end side of kind of the data analytics side. So I worked a lot with ROI, like I said, ROI marketing initiatives with measured business model outcomes. And kind of how I got into Telcoin was back in, I think it was 2020. I have a close friend that I grew up with, and him and I were planning on going on a trip overseas, and I was complaining about the cost of I don't know how we got on it, but MoneyGram or one of those. And he said, "It's funny you say that," and he set me up with my first warm wallet, crypto wallet, and said, "Here, I'm going to give you this," and then explained to me what the project was, and I said, "Well, that's really neat." Kind of lost it in the shuffle a little bit for probably a year or two during COVID. It was a very busy time for our industry at that point, and then got reintroduced again to it last year, and really started diving into the actual data side and cost use side and really the business model behind the project and how it related to crypto as a whole, and really just what its goals were moving forward, and really trying to decide, hey, does this have a real case use analysis? That's what a lot of my work has been in, and it got me really excited about it, especially when I started looking into the technology behind it, with the network and everything else. And really just that's kind of how I got into it. After that I kind of got hooked. Did a lot of self learning and a lot of asking questions, and was kind of very quiet and not very vocal in any of the channels for a long time. But then started with the streaming stuff and just kind of tried to grow things from there. I think it's a really unique positioned project in this industry, and a very unique time for uh, crypto as a whole, and especially for mobile money remittance and what Telcoin's trying to accomplish. So that's kind of a little bit about me. I really hope to bring some of my skill sets with not only the hospitality side of things, with the technical side of data analytics, but also real case use. And a lot of some of my focuses in the past have been working on really the user side, so the consumer side of products, whether that be a Power BI product or a product that's scraping for social media mentions or anything else like that. And a lot of my case use studies were based on how usable is this product for the average user in whatever facet we were looking at. And so I really hope to bring some of that case use to it, and then obviously my focus with some of the streaming and growing that reach is really a hobby of mine. I've I've tinkered with computers and hardware for a very long time, so that's probably one of my big pastimes. I've got kids, so that takes up a lot of my time as well, and yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Um, it's it's really cool to actually hear kind of you're like a textbook organic member of the community, and coming purely from the product side and experiencing the problem and looking for the solution and finding tail points. So that's awesome. And
Absolutely.
it's been great having you lately. It's been awesome seeing you getting so involved and answering questions in the Discord and stuff. I was happy to see you put your name up for this role, and it's and helping us with these recordings and stuff. I wasn't there last week, but I heard huge things about you kind of managing to keep order in the Discord and still let people see what was going on and stuff. So
Yeah, I have to thank Boo's in here, but I have to thank Boo because only one of us could get the stream to load. So he was quickly sending me screenshots of the presentations, and I was quickly uploading them onto the stream. It was a team effort, so it worked out okay though.
Excellent work, guys. Yeah. Boo will have to keep an eye out for next time there's another liquid delegation. But, another one on the radar. Yeah. Does anyone from the council or community have any questions for BZ? Um, Feel free to come up and ask them. And yeah, great to have you either way. And it looks like the chances of success here are quite high. So stay tuned for this next week. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, I really see some areas where I think I can use my skill sets in my, 15 plus years of doing some of the things that I've done and helping provide some of that end user, like you said, experience and feedback for the council's consideration. Like I always like to say in our industry, no idea is a bad one, but we can't do everything that everybody asks, but we can at least explain the why behind why we can't do something and what we're doing to try to meet that need. So I really look forward to it.
That's awesome. You're selling yourself already. I think we could really do with someone like that on the team. So, yeah, that's great to hear. It also sounds like our odds of having a nice telco and community, telco and association meetup in a nice hotel somewhere have just increased. So
I have a lot of
definitely
connections. Yeah.
very nice, very nice. Yeah, we'll bear that in mind. Okay, great stuff. It seems like you've all answered everyone's questions already, so lovely intro, and thank you again for that.
Thank you.
Nice. So just to remind people about the voting, the vote goes live tomorrow at 3 p.m. CT, there or thereabouts. As Telcoin is the only active developer on the Telcoin application network, only they will have a vote, so no action is required from the community. The vote will last for 7 days, and when the vote ends, probably BZ will be required to pass KYM before getting his tenant NFT. So that should all go smoothly starting tomorrow. And then before we get into the Q&A, I just wanted to have a little note about the raise. So messages were sent out yesterday and last week in the general channel on Discord about Telcoin's current raise. They're raising a safe round, which closes on June the 6th. And the primary purpose of that raise is to capitalize Telcoin Bank, a digital asset bank, which is set to be the world's first regulated issuer of digital currency, creating a vertically integrated blockchain finance company. Telcoin is positioned to bank the crypto economy and unlock this technology for modern banking and finance. We wanted to let you all know about the opportunity given our core value of creating a user-owned financial system. So if you're interested in hearing more, please reach out before the round closes. The best way to get in touch is to complete the form which was linked in the post, which I can reshare after the meeting. All of this does come with a bit of a disclaimer, so the information is provided solely for educational purposes only. We do not provide legal, accounting, financial, or investment advice. Persons should obtain their own independent advice. The communication is not an offer for the sale of a security, nor a solicitation of an offer to purchase a security, sale of the SAFE, or any other investment by Telcoin Holdings Pty Ltd, THPL, may only be done through a private placement memorandum issued by THPL. Please note that certain officers and council members of TA and TAL are also officers and shareholders of THPL or its affiliates, and thus could pose a conflict of interest. If you have any questions about the offering, you should reach out to THPL at invest@telco.im. Nice. Any questions on that? And Will you report back on how successful the race has been? Yes, we will. There'll probably be a release and stuff on it from Telcoin. I'm not actually technically Telcoin, so, but I assume they'll be providing information on that. Does anyone want to come up and ask some questions as well? I know that's never popular, but I feel like it's quicker. Just raise your hands if you have any questions. You can still type if you wish. Nice. Have they had any questions, Uzod? Okay, cool. Well, keep me posted. But on that note, anyway, I'd like to open the floor for any additional questions or discussion points. So, fire away, guys.
Bueller.
Sorry?
I said Bueller.
What's Bueller?
It's a joke.
Oh.
It's from a movie.
Right.
American joke.
There you go. I'm out of the loop. I need to do some reading.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a movie.
Oh, that rings a bell actually, but I don't think I ever watched it. And
Yeah.
it shows. Yeah. I think in the UK we'd go for crickets. You know, like crickets is all you can hear.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it might be a good sign. You know, we've preemptively answered everyone's questions and everyone's fully up to speed and rummaging through the Discord for the Google Forms to show their interest in the race. Or Barty might have a question. No? Go on, Barty, send it. Don't be scared. Oh, get Ty up here. Nice. Ty, welcome. Ty, you're on mute.
Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so I might be coming even more Scottish than usual this morning or this evening or wherever you are in the world. Yeah, I'd like to follow up on this question asked in the private members channel, if that's okay, Leo. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we prefer to keep that one private, but go on.
Okay, well, yeah, I've had a look at those transactions and I just can't work out what's going on. That's the problem I've got.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't look like a kind of straightforward swap. And
Pretty
that's why I
sure it
raised the
is.
question. Is it?
Does it look different to, so just for context for everyone, the in the 10IP1 issuance, there are two wallets who for the last few weeks have been, it looks like they've referred each other and they're like trade the exact same each week and they trade quite a lot and they've therefore attracted like a fair amount of the issuance basically. But they look like normal trades to me, Ty. I don't. Have you compared them to like if you trade using the wallet? Do they actually look any different?
Well, yeah, I think that's my point.
Yeah.
If I trade, it looks like I just get a straight swap, one coin to the other, like you would normally expect looking at a transaction from Uniswap or any other decentralized exchange you would use.
Mm.
But from the Telcoin app, there looks to be like a whole bunch of other stuff, which I just can't follow. I just don't have the working knowledge to track or trace these transactions. And the transactions that I did look at, which was not the block that's just gone past, but the previous block, there looked like there was only sort of small swaps happening, and that's why I didn't understand why they were able to capitalize on such a huge portion of the incentives for that week. So I understand the basics about this, wash trading as we're calling it, but when you kind of look at the transactions, it just didn't seem to make sense, and that's where I got a bit fuddled, to be honest,
Sure.
or befuddled.
I'm happy to run you through them. But basically, I think from your description, it sounds like they might be trading more than you are when you're testing it, and when they trade enough, it will be because Telcoin wallet trades go through an aggregator. So yours, if you trade less, that trade might get fully routed through a pool, in which case it will look like your quote unquote standard transaction. So they've kind of ordered the transaction and it's gone just through Uniswap. So for all intents and purposes, that swap is fully contained by the Uniswap code, and there's no more to be said about it, kind of thing. If you start trading more, then your price impact will increase, and at a point it will become more profitable or beneficial to you to spread your trade amongst a few different pools, and then you get a beefier transaction basically. And when you're looking at block explorers, a lot of the time they'll try and kind of summarize a whole set of transactions as just like a net kind of transaction, but a lot of the time they get it wrong. So a large trade, Etherscan or Polygon scan or whatever, on the surface will look like someone's only traded like $3, but that was only one aspect of essentially the matched trade. And
Right.
that kind of, it's a common thing, and it's just a little kind of nit with block explorers, and it's just a little quirk kind of thing. But I'm happy to kind of run you through in more detail when I have, when we can go through an actual example on a screen and something, and we could even record that and kind of share that around, because just general blockchain reading, block explorer reading is kind of handy. But yeah, I think from when I looked at it, it didn't look like anything was off. But yeah.
Okay, no, fair enough, Leo. I just wanted to make sure.
Sure, yeah.
The community weren't getting rotted by some smart guy on the system,
Yeah, it's all right. Plenty of smart guys out there, but I back Marcus to
I just wish it was me, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's nice coin. It's nice coin to get every week if you can get it,
Yeah, definitely. Well, get yourself a pal and work out the self-referential thing, and we'll see you on the leaderboard.
Oh no! Well, yeah, it's too late for that. I've already got my reference. Anyway, okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the opportunity. Cheers.
Nice, cheers. Any more? Any other questions? Okay, lovely. Well, I think that's that then, and we can all wish Barty a good night and sleep well. Thanks for sticking around. and we will catch you in 2 weeks' time. If there are any other questions between now and then, drop them in the Discord. We'll do our best to answer them. Thanks for tuning in, and see you later.
Thank you. See you at the next one. Bye.
See you guys. Thanks.